Hello networkers, and welcome back to another episode of Ask the Network Engineer, where I will answer one of your questions. And before we do get started, I want to make a wonderful announcement that we saw just a couple of days ago on our YouTube channel. We have reached 1 million views, video views of all of our content on our channel since we started in 2009. You guys are a big part of that, and I personally want to thank you for watching the videos we have on our channel, the advice that I give you, and really taking it seriously and really finding it valuable. That means everything to me because I said it once, I've said it many times. Networking is a hobby for me. It's a career, but it's also a hobby for me, something that I really find interesting. And you guys finding the content on this channel valuable and interesting, and you continuing to give great comments and great questions that allows us to have a continued conversation. So I want to thank you guys for being part of this big victory for us. It's something that we just think is awesome. I don't have anything else really to say though. So thank you very much for us reaching 1 million views of our video content on our channel. And in spirit of getting 1 million views, video views on our channel, I'm going to answer 2 questions today. They're small questions, but let's get to it. The first question is from Tanya Brown, Taz, and she has asked a question before. And her question is, wow, thanks for answering my question. I learned a lot. What you said about some of the engineers being rude and cocky, I guess she knows about that world, that some network engineers are pretty conceited. She can relate, and is what makes me miserable working in that environment. I have the same feelings as well. So how can one set up an expensive lab to prepare for the CCNT or the CCNA certification? So let's talk a little bit about that. This is something that I talked about in other episodes on our channel, but there's really 2 types of labs that you can build. The first is a virtual lab, and one of the most popular pieces of software to accomplish that is GNS3. The website is gns3.net. I'll post the link right now. That is the most valuable tool for any network engineer, and is a lot better than having a physical lab. And a physical lab basically means that you're buying the equipment, the cables, you can hear everything connected, power, hearing the loud noises in your garage or in your office. Now, both are very good, are very effective. I like the physical labs because it is giving you hands-on experience. Like you're actually touching it. You're plugging in cables. And when you're starting out, that's what you're doing as a network technician. You are actually racking equipment. You're plugging in cables. You need to get comfortable with that kind of world. Now, over time, when you become a senior network engineer, then you will rarely be in the data center because you will have the technicians that will rack the equipment, cable, then they will pass the keys to you to actually configure that environment. I've done that a lot. I rarely go to the data center anymore. I have other network technicians that do the heavy lifting. So the physical lab is still very valuable. It's giving you that hands-on exposure. But the virtual labs is where you're going to spend most of your time, especially as a senior engineer or any network engineer level, because that will give you exposure to the different type of protocols and services that you can do and really kind of get that production experience. You can do a lot of things with routing, with MPLS or tunneling. There's a number of things you can do. Now, when it comes to the virtual labs, when it comes to LAN switching, like VLANs or trunking or spanning tree, you're very limited with that. GNS3 isn't there yet. It should be there yet, but it's not there yet. So the physical labs is where you're going to get your switching experience. That is something that is very valuable because nothing is there yet in terms of switching in a virtual lab. But when you're building these labs, really, you're taking the books, your CCNA or your CCNT books, you're taking that and you're building your lab, and from there, you can know what equipment to buy. And the best places to really get the networking equipment at an affordable price is eBay.com and Craigslist.org. But I'm a big fan of eBay. I got a lot of, when I was starting out in networking and I was building my physical labs, because a long time ago, there were no virtual labs we could use. GNS3 just wasn't there yet for people like us. So for now, when you get the physical labs, eBay has a lot of great hardware that is affordable. Look around for the pricing. Try to see what is a fair price, because sometimes they kind of make those numbers a little bit higher than they should. So be careful of that. But that's how you do it. Go to eBay, get the equipment that you want based on the type of topologies that you want, based on the books that you're reading for the CCNT, CCNA, or even up to the CCIE level. But at that level, that's where you want to focus more with the virtual labs, because that involves a lot of routers and a lot of more advanced protocols, and that's where it's a better fit for that. And the second question I want to go over is by Paul S. And he asks, on the topic of how to dress for an interview, what do you think about wearing a polo shirt? I'm not in the IT industry yet, but I've noticed that many IT professionals wear polos as opposed to dress shirts. I'm guessing this has to do with mobility and the physical conditions that IT professionals are put in. How do you feel about wearing a polo tucked in? How does it still look professional? Could it even possibly be a positive effect on the employer, thinking, hey, this young man looks just like a technician? Okay, let's talk about that. Okay, so when it comes to the in-person interview, the dress code, just be business casual. That could be a dress shirt, that could be a polo shirt. Those are perfectly fine. Wear khakis, wear some nice shoes. Don't wear tennis shoes. Just do that and you're fine. Just be presentable. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to wear a suit and a tie, or sometimes people wear tux. Don't do that, please. Just keep it simple. Be professional, be business casual. And I've always dressed like that. I have always dressed in a dress shirt, long sleeve dress shirt, button up. Oh, your shirt tucked in? Please tuck in your shirt. If not, it comes off very sloppy, which means you're not professional. They want to see, is this a person I can put in front of a client or a potential client? You know, they do that quick snapshot of that. Are you clean cut? So that's why I think I talked about this a lot in other episodes here. But you want to make sure that your hair is nice and, presentable, that this is shaved. If you're a guy, please. If you're a guy, make sure that you're shaved. And if you're wearing a shirt, dress shirt, polo shirt, perfectly fine. A plain color. Don't have pretty little animals on it, please. Just a simple colored shirt is fine. Polo or dress shirt. And of course, some khakis. Be tucked in, have a belt, have like very nice shoes. Skechers, for example. I've always done that for all the interviews. And it's something that's very minimal to the person who's interviewing you. It's just a very quick thing that they're kind of looking at and going, okay, that's professional. We'll keep that in mind. But really, it's about the substance of the actual interview itself, the context of it, in terms of your experience, how you solve problems, how do you communicate. That's what they're really, really looking at during an interview. The dressing, it is important, but just a little bit though. So really, it's not that difficult. Just be business casual with how you dress and you'll be perfectly okay. And we are done with this episode for Ask the Network Engineer. So Taz and Paul, thank you very much for your questions and your support as well. And as always, I want to hear from you guys. So post your questions about anything in the networking field or being a network engineer in the comments below, and your question will come up in a future episode on this channel. So thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you for us reaching our goal of 1 million views. That's really awesome. And please subscribe to this channel and keep us going to give you guys more great advice and mentoring for your guys' journey of being a network engineer. You can also check out our training packages that we have on our site, routhub.net. We have released a new training package focused on the Riverbed Steelhead appliance for WAN optimization. So we have that, so go there and check it out. And we're excited because we are in production of our Cisco data center training services of the Nexus 7000 and 5000 series. I'm very excited about that. So we have begun that process. So check out those details in the months to come, or sooner than that. And thank you for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time.